Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Aja. I am, of course, the CEO of Large Agriculture and Pharmacology. And today we just want to offer you this exciting and interesting training on the importance of professional communication. And we have found a training from Aravinda Ambazangan group, which we think was useful. And the training is something that they allowed us to reuse because it's publicly available. So it's called the importance of professional communication. Why is professional communication important? Because it's different from communication in personal life. And professional communication means is the way you would communicate with your colleagues as work, the way you would communicate with our customers, for instance, the way you would communicate with other businesses, understanding the dynamics and doing it right. And so that's what we want to teach you today. And so let's go to the next part. Now, before we start, why do you need professional communication? It's important that you understand professional communication in industries like ours, in ag tech industry, in academia. We are also uh, very, very invested in teaching and training and education. So some of this training, I try to deal with some things there because we have students interning with us so that they can learn, this approach is early. And so that's the key. So you need to have professional communication so that you can be able to interact smoothly in a professional work environment and get the best results in terms of the outcome for yourself and the outcome for the business. Thank you. And so let's move to the next slide. So like I said, we have some students. So this slide is targeted at students, but even very seasoned professional will find it useful. And the reason is because it really, really looks at some important key points and how to approach, your communication, how to develop the skills going forward. Now, with that said, let's look at a few things. So content design in terms of when you need to say things in details. So if you are a salesperson, of course, you need to write your quarterly sales report. If you are a financial person, you need to write the 6 monthly and the yearly financial report, financial statement for the company. You need to talk to investors. For instance, you need to update customers on the direction and approach. So the content writing is a key part that you need to work on. Graphics design is something I encourage everyone that's coming to work with us to look into. Why is that important? Is because it's becoming one of the most essential tools in modern day industrialization. And so graphics design, things like Canva, things like Adobe InDesign are very useful. Web development, yes, we already know now IT is king. And IT and AI, for instance, is revolutionizing everything as we know it. Social media is very, very key. And we can talk about the big four. We can talk about TikTok. Yes, so TikTok is important. There's a big market on TikTok that want to buy our product. So when we get to the selling side of things, I expect everyone working in this company to be able to do some TikTok marketing. Of course, Facebook marketing. Facebook has an entire market, entire large consumer base, and then selling happens a lot on Facebook and Instagram and all of the other big platforms, Twitter. So with that said, what I need to understand, I would like people to understand is we expect you to continue to sharpen your strategy, how you engage with people interested in products that we have, and how you put them in the purchase funnel. So this is very key in terms of our strategy. What most common managerial skills? So you need to be able to plan, meaning you need to have plan ahead. So you can have long-term and short-term plans. From a business point of view, probably would have, plan for the year, which you need to break down to monthly and then weekly plans. And then you could have break down your weekly plans to daily plan. Time management is key, and we have separate training for time management where you would understand things like the Hazel-Henvaz matrix, Pomodoro technique, time as currency and things. You need to be able to build teams. Without teams, you won't be able to succeed as a business, regardless of what it is you're into. And you need to be able to lead self. I say to people, it's very key to have self and emotional regulation and emotional intelligence so that you can get the best outcome for yourself, for the team, and for the business. So I've talked about emotional intelligence, which is being able to uh, have, being able to feel the temperature of people's feelings and being able to understand how this would impact, how this should impact and influence your response to that person in that particular time. Clarity means the message is as clear, it lacks ambiguity, and I say in terms of a professional setting, if there is poor clarity, it can lead to a plane crash. We know very well that there's well documented evidence that poor clarity leads to plane crash, and we've seen that empathy, meaning when a mistake has happened, while we advise correction, it's important to do that in a way that is productive, to do that in a way that is meaningful, and to do that in a way that it doesn't end up coming across as harmful. So it's non-stop learning. So it's continuous professional development. It's the key to always getting better and better in whatever it is you do, including, of course, working for this company. What are the helpful tips? You need to be able to set targets that high. Yeah, you need to be curious. You need to start small, get involved, and get action. The way to be good at anything is to continue to improve continuously. How do you showcase your skills? Yes, communicate your skills, continue to update your resume. You can keep a portfolio, especially if you are in a sector where it's quite high skill based. So if you're a graphic designer, you need to have a portfolio where people can go and see the works that you've done before and have a sense of what it is. Internships, like I said, in this company, we encourage students to come, spend some time with us, learn the very basics, learn how to plug in theory to practical and real world experience. And that way, if you do that early, you're going to be able to go into a very sound career. Volunteer so that you understand community service, you understand humanity and humanitarian service, and you understand just how society is from the very successful to the very not very successful, and how that's a continuous interaction throughout life. So you need not to be someone to do something. You have to do something to be that someone. So what you need to understand is it's important that nobody starts at the top. So the easiest way to get to the top is to start building from the bottom. There are people that try to teach things like you parachute to the top. In my experience, when you get to the top, you would struggle. So thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to comment in the comment section with your name and tell us that you've completed this video. Like the video, of course, subscribe. And thank you for watching. We'll move to the next training. Bye now.